Man, enough is enough. Look no further than as if the whole game in its totality wasn't enough. As if the last 3 years of this doofus being a fucking coach isn't enough. This idiot still got the franchise QB in at the end of the game. When there's nothing to gain, there's nothing to learn, you obviously have no chance whatsoever of coming back in the game. All you're doing is risking the franchise getting hurt, getting injured. And towards the end of the game, he did. He ended up tweaking his ankle. Even the sports commentators at the time were saying, yo, why is Caleb Williams still in the game? This reminds me of when Derrick Rose first started having his knee injuries, when Tom Thibodeau still had Derrick Rose in the game. And at the end of the game was already won. There was no need to even have Derrick Rose in the game. And what happens? He ends up tearing his ACL. That decision altered the career of Derrick Rose from that point on. It was unnecessary for him to be in the game. And he was never the same after that. He kept having knee injuries. That's what this incident reminded me of. You're going to risk getting your... See, Matt Eberflus is thinking about himself right now. He knows he's on a hot seat. He knows he's in over his head. He knows he's lost the locker room. Because what might not be discussed in front of cameras, in front of all of us, Matt Eberflus feels it when he walks into Hallis Hall, when he walks in that locker room. You can't tell me that before he walks in, whether on purpose or by accident, you can't tell me he doesn't hear certain comments that are going on within Hallis Hall, within those locker rooms. He knows he's lost this team, and you can just look at him yesterday. That was a sign of a team that has completely given up on its coach. You want to see what a team looks like when they've given up on their head coach? Yesterday was what we were all looking at, and we know it. How can Ryan Poles not see what the fuck was going on yesterday? Yeah, I am kind of heated about that. Now, I was heated the week before against the Washington whatever you want to call them, Guardians or whatever. They should have beat the hell out of them. That's another telltale sign that they have given up on their coach. It's past time for this dude. This dude needs to be fired today. Because, see, now he's putting the franchise in jeopardy by jeopardizing the franchise quarterback. The offensive line is in shambles. Right guard out, left guard out. Tevin Jenkins is injured like every game. Every 3 snaps, he's being carried off the field or limping off the field. His whole career as an offensive lineman for the Bears, as a guard for the Bears, he's always injured. He's always hurt. So you bring in a franchise quarterback and you stick him behind this bullshit-ass offensive line with this lame duck head coach and this offensive coordinator who I don't know what the fuck he be doing. I have no clue the kind of calls that he's making during the game. It's like Shane Waldron doesn't watch video film of his upcoming opponents. It's like he writes on a piece of paper some ideas that he might have of some plays he wants to run during the game, puts it in a hat, shakes it up, pours all those names out on the floor, and grabs a handful, and no matter what kind of defense he's facing that week, doesn't matter. These are going to be the plays he's going to run. That's what I feel like is going on. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it. This is a bunch of bullshit. I don't know what the fuck Ryan Poles is looking at, but you can't tell me you can't see that this team has given up on this man. I mean, after last week, the players blatantly came out, whether it was on social media, on radio shows, basically blasting their head coach. This dude has been here the past 3 years. What's the common denominator? You fired Luke Getsy. You traded Justin Fields. What's the common denominator the past 3 years of this fucking failure of a franchise? It's Matt Eberflus. He's the key cog in this wheel of debauchery and bullshit that we're being forced to look at because Ryan Poles has his head up his ass for some reason. What the fuck are you looking at, Poles? Are you watching a different Bears game than what the rest of us are watching? Are you not noticing what kind of head coach you got out there? Now, I understand that the McCaskies hired Eberflus before they even hired you, which was stupid. I thought it was fucking stupid at the time. You're going to hire a head coach before you hire your general manager? That was the first mistake. But, Ryan Poles, you compounded that mistake by extending this jackass. Why would you give him a contract extension? He hasn't proved anything as far as deserving it. He's a glorified defensive coordinator. That's all he is. He is not a head coach. Not even close. And what's his calling card? The prevailing excuse and the reasoning of giving him an extension, what we were told or led on to believe is, hey, look how he turned his defense around once he started calling the defensive plays himself. And it's obvious. The word around the league is he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. But see, now the defense has broken. And from what I was looking at yesterday, it looked like the defense also has given up on him. So if he's a good defensive coordinator, that's his calling card, and the defense has directly or indirectly given up on him, the defense has been broken, then this man has absolutely no use to this organization whatsoever. He's not a head coach. His calling card of being a defensive coordinator, you could throw that out the window because now the defense is getting pushed all around the field. The defense got their face mushed in yesterday. The offense was terrible the whole game. And this is the second week in a row this shit has been going on. When is Matt Eberflus going to be fired? That's all I want to fucking know. Everything else is just lip service, and I could give a fuck about. I could care less about that shit. This dude is not going to lead you anywhere. And for the sake of argument, let's say the Bears were playing defense decently. You know, slightly above average, winning games, whatever this and there. He's still not the guy that's going to win you a Super Bowl as a head coach. And even in that instance, you could look at the Chicago Bulls. They had Doug Collins. Doug Collins was a pretty damn good head coach, but he wasn't that guy. He wasn't Phil Jackson. And that's the best case scenario for Matt Eberflus. But he's not even the football version of a Doug Collins. He's not a good coach. He's not a good head coach at all. He's a defensive coordinator. That's all he is. That's his calling card. Any team that needs a good defensive coordinator, they should hire Matt Eberflus. But in no way, shape, form, or fashion should this man be the head coach of any team. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Is it past time for Matt Eberflus to be fired? You know my thoughts on that. Now hit the like button and share this video. We got to get this message out so we can get this fucking guy off the damn team. He's not a head coach. He's a cancer to this franchise at this point in time. I'm out.